Here we can see the list of notes that we created, but what we want now is to display the contents of that single note. Let's see how we can do that one. So let's get to the code editor here. I'm going to close all this stuff. I'm going to get to the notes, and I'm going to go to views.py, and then we're going to create another function. And this one we're going to say def detail. Okay, and this is going to take a request. Now with the request, it's going to also take something new. That's PK. PK stands for private key. Okay, so here I'm going to set the note, that's a single note. I'm going to set that to notes dot objects dot get, and it's going to get that PK. I'm going to set the PK to the private key, which is set by default. So I'm going to say return render, and then we say request. Then we can specify the template name. So we haven't created the single detail template, but we're just going to specify that here. We're going to create that template later. So we're going to say notes slash notes underscore detail dot html. Okay, and then we can set this as note. Actually, that's a name, so I'm going to set that to note, and then we can specify that one as note, which we stored the variable there. Okay, so save that. Now we can create the template. So what we can do is we can go to the templates here in the notes, and then we're going to create a new file. I'm going to call this as notes underscore detail dot html. Okay, I'm going to set this to the HTML document over here. Okay, I'm going to say HTML5, and then we can specify the details. So we're going to say h1, and then we're going to say note dot title, and then we can specify the paragraph tag here, and we can say note dot text. I'll save that. Okay, now it's time for us to update the urls.py file. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to notes urls.py, and here we're going to create a new path, and this path we're going to set that to notes, and then the private key is an integer. That's going to be int, which is actually a private key. Okay, and then we're going to say views dot detail. Okay, let's save this. Now that our server is running, we can get back to the browser. Let's hit refresh. And right beside this, what we're going to do is we're going to simply add a private key as 1. Now here you can see that we have an error which says that the template does not exist. Now I'm not sure why is that coming up. So it says this is the error, that's notes underscore detail.html. Let me get back over here. So we have, so let's say we have this urls.py set up, we have notes underscore dot. Okay, so we have this error here, so we need to set this up. So we're going to change this to detail.html. That's a simple dot missing there. Okay, so I guess that should fix that problem. Let's get back over here and hit refresh. Then you can see that we can see our first node is set up. There was a tiny mistake of just missing a dot, but we fixed that.